two ways to look at coupes. Either
They are a bit pointless because they're the size of a saloon car, but the rear doors are missing, so access is a bit of a faff.
or
They have the performance of a sports car, but also have decent boots and offer 2+2 space, sometimes more.
And of course they look great, which is why I'm firmly in the second camp, particularly when those in the know can pick up svelte second-hand beauties like the Alfa Romeo GTV6 and the BMW E46 M3. I'll start with the stone-cold classic. Penned by the legendary Ital design, the GTV6 oozes style and has the power to match its looks thanks to its silky 2.5 V6.
160 of your finest horsepower could propel the GTV6 to 60 miles an hour in around 9 seconds and on to 130. If I put my foot down here in third from 40 miles an hour, oh, it is really smooth and it feels like there's quite a lot of grunt there. Nice.
The Alfa also has razor-sharp handling, but has that affected the ride?
This car feels incredibly comfortable and I feel like I'm wafting as opposed to being a sort of hardcore little sportster. It's a proper GT, I suppose. Lovely.
Older Italian cars are notorious for their unforgiving driving positions, and the GTV6 doesn't buck the trend.
It's classic Italian of its time in that the fixed steering wheel and pedals are all quite close together. If you've got super long legs, you might have to adopt the lotus position, but for people who aren't blessed with height like myself, with a perfect fit.
The GTV cost £13,000 in 1991. That's today's equivalent of around £30,000. Today, a good second-hand example will set you back £15,000. So what do you have to look out for as a potential Alfa owner? For starters, if the transmission randomly selects neutral while on the move, then the gearbox is on the way out. With it, £3,800 of your cash. But that's not the biggest issue.
This car came from an era when all cars corroded, but particularly Italian ones.
Now, let me see.
Wheel arches, inner wings, door bottoms, sills, boot floor, tailgate. The list goes on.
But find a well-preserved example and you'll be the proud owner of a stylish Italian coupe that delivers smiles by the bucket load. Time for the BMW.
The first M3 appeared in 1986. BMW made a super-fast version of the 3 Series to take on Mercedes in the German Touring Car Championship and planned to only make 5,000 of them, but such was the demand. BMW has made an M version of the 3 Series ever since.
The E46 was the third M3 to be created, and it came along in 2000.
At first glance, it looks very much like a standard 3 Series of the time, but look closer and you will see the subtly flared arches, quad exhausts and the bulging bonnet.
But while it's demure on the outside, under the hood lurks a leery 3.2-litre straight 6 that revs to 8,000 RPM.
I am on a public road and this is a privately owned car, but I will give you a little tiny taste of, BMW M yumminess. Just so lovely, smooth, potent, absolutely beautifully engineered. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
A limited slip differential and fat tyres ensure all 343 horses can get their hooves down onto the tarmac.
0 to 62 happens in 5.2 seconds, which is pretty impressive considering this car is almost a quarter of a century old. I really hope that my smile says it all. This car is made for drivers. The seating position, the weight and the feel of the gear change, the steering. Oh, it's all just so well balanced. And the chassis underneath, oh, hubba hubba, rear wheel drive.
I think you've got the message.
When the car was launched, it cost around £41,000. For a while, prices fell fast, but over the last 5 years, things have improved, and you can expect to pay around £20,000 for one today.
But even though it's German, things can still go awry with M3 ownership.
One word on every owner's lips: Vanos, the variable valve timing system that helps boost power. If the engine is limp, this has likely failed, and expect £1,800 to limp out of your bank account.
The M3 was built to withstand the pressures of high-performance driving, but the rear subframes are prone to cracking.
Ignore this at your peril, because a small crack could quickly become the Grand Canyon, and you'd be looking into a £3,000 hole.
Decision time.
Italian chic versus German precision. It is a toughie, but I can't resist the allure of an M badge. Scusa.